even know what a Stallone cut is, little dog?
Stallone Cuts. Stallone Cuts. Sylvester Stallone Cuts. Stallone Cuts. Gluggity, gluggity, gluggity. Sylvester Stallone.
MTV. Paramount.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tulsa Kings.
Give me that hat.
Howdy, y'all. Oh my god. Worst moves ever. Howdy, y'all, and welcome to Tulsa Kings.
I'm your host, Aleks.
And I'm your host, Milenko.
I'm your host, Aleks.
And I'm Milenko. How do you think they
should we do the entire episode, this Christmas episode?
Oh, special Christmas edition, dude. Merry Christmas. We don't care about it.
Yeah, I hate Christmas.
Okay. Hope you had a good time for Christmas.
Welcome to Tulsa Kings.
The show where we dissect, discuss, talk about all things Tulsa King. And this is episode 7. Episode 7.
Episode 7. 7 out of 10.
I mean, you know what? Why don't we just
like
get
a
to
really
it?
good 7 out of 10.
Why don't we just get to it? It's a 7. Yeah, I like. How does this show start out? It starts out right when we killed off.
They're burying.
They fucking killed Pac. So what do you think? This is going to be a repeat offense, or is this just going to happen one time?
You know what? This justified the last episode in a weird way. But in a good way. In a good way, but at the same time, it felt a little bit like the last episode was the peak it's ever going to be good at, you know?
Wait, no, you said the last episode was bad. You didn't like it.
No, I know that. I'm just saying that the worst of the worst is going to be
over?
That. That's the level it's going to be at. And then the peak was the episode
5?
5, yeah.
Yeah. But do you think that episode 9, which we found out recently will be the last episode, is going to be...
Episode 9?
Yeah.
Not 10.
And odds have been good.
Odds have been really good.
So, maybe we get
this was a one-off.
No, this was a one-off,
Which is not true. Not true at all.
Stallone, losing the thread, Stallone, but also
I like that.
Trying to maintain control, Stallone.
Yeah, totally.
I mean,
totally.
We get a lot of that in this episode.
Not only do we get a lot of that episode, but we get a lot of Chicky balding episode.
Oh man,
we'll get to it.
We'll get to. I really like what they did with that. I love what they did with that. Dude, how many people do you think were like Dominic Lombardi like in this episode?
Totally,
how many people were like, I just thought it was Doug Ford. I don't know.
I don't know. But the doctor talking to Doug Ford's dad, being like, "You're getting better. You don't have cancer anymore." Swallow it hurts a bit.
That's to be expected. You're gonna live another 13 to 15 years, and Chicky's like,
My name is Chicky.
And Chicky's like,
"That's great, Pa."
Yeah,
that's great, Pa.
Oh God.
So like,
I gotta make some calls. And it's like the doctor's like, I really like giving only good news to people. And Chicky's just like,
my name is Chicky. It's just like something in the way.
Yeah. And he's, you hear that, Pop? It's good news. That's great. And then it closes in on his dead eyes,
just being like something in the
100%.
way. Yeah.
And then Tina's like, I've been calling you for hours. Emery was mugged. Mugged? Did they take his wallet? Nah, they beat the shit out of him. We're in the hospital.
Okay. Do I hear what's her name? The sister? What's her name?
This whole goddamn city. Joanna, is she with you?
Do I hear Joanna in the background? And she's like, yeah, she's here. Okay,
no,
that's
you
good.
Tell me
that's
exactly
good. Tell me
exactly. He went to park the car, and some guy attacked him. Was it one guy or more than one guy?
Did they take anything? No, they didn't take anything. Okay, just this is a precaution. You know, you come here to Tulsa.
You and Emery come to Tulsa.
I want you and Emery
and
to
the
come.
Kids. Our life is here, just like...
Unless you give me another reason.
Look, I don't like this, Tina. See, I don't like this. It's like you ruined this person's life again.
No, it's interesting because I think Tina knows but doesn't want to believe that her life is ruined. So she's kind of also it's interesting how she makes similar decisions to that of what like her dad would make.
Totally, yeah, I agree. And also, like, having that be like kind of an irresponsibility in her because of the sort of wanting love and wanting to fix it.
Totally.
But also kind of still not believing that it's a problem.
Yeah.
You know? And then Mitch is like, you want me to wrap a pike in this jacket that we took off this dead guy? Like, just so casual. Like, it's just, for him, Mitch feels a little bit like he's doing a lot of the work acting and stuff, and I like it.
Yeah.
But, like, the writing for him is a little bit like, yo, dude, like, this guy fucking murdered somebody.
Just fucking
are we
guy.
going to find out that, was Mitch, like, some sort of Green Beret or something? Did I remember that wrong?
Maybe.
Is that...
It's all good.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just thought yours might have turned off.
No. I'm looking at that one. Yeah, like wrap a fish around in the jacket, and then he's
he
like,
wants to,
nah, just the jacket.
Wants to like, what's the guy's name again? Luca Brasi him.
Yeah, he does want to. Luca Brasi. Speaking of Luca Brasi, Armand and Tyson going to pick up.
Oh man,
fucking
Goody.
Goody.
I love
Goody's great.
I love Goody. It's like the fucking Village People. Yeah, it's like the Village People. I don't know. It's the Village People.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love
it's
that.
the best. It's one of the best lines.
Yeah.
They previewed it in the
Art Deco. Who?
Art who?
Art, yeah.
It's like Art Deco. It's a design thing. It's an architecture thing.
My wife Karen did this, and it's like she took a design class.
That's really cool. No, it isn't. She works at fucking Walmart.
Yeah, a fucking waste of money. I appreciated that stuff. It felt a little clunky though. The writing for that feels a little clunky. I like it.
It's good character building. The actors are so good.
The actors are really good. Yeah. They're getting away with doing. I feel like
it's not necessarily bad lines.
No, it's not a bad line. It's just like written in a way that written in as your wife.
I was written in as your wife so that I could watch you and make sure the erasure took.
To watch you and make sure the erasure took.
Poorly execute dialogue from a good actor.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but
I work for Dwight now, and it's like this also felt a little bit like
okay, unless they do something with it, because we did get a sense afterward. Goody's like, it doesn't make sense. He's like, they said it's just a coincidence, but I don't know. I don't like coincidence.
There are no small coincidences and big coincidences. No, there are degrees of coincidences.
But I love that Stallone sometimes doesn't like coincidences, but other times is okay with coincidences.
It's also interesting with the scenes we've seen up until now, like all the parallel stuff that's happening, like they're sending their kind of message to the bikers while Dwight is getting his own messages sent to Tina.
Yeah, totally. And also, every time there's a car driving scene and Goody's like, hey, can I smoke? And he rolls down the window and it doesn't go... and no smoke goes out the window. It's like, man, this kind of shit makes me fucking hate. Yeah, it makes me fucking hate these like green screen shots. Yeah, exactly. Well, what are you doing here, Armand? Oh, nothing. It just feels a little bit like
nothing.
Okay, nothing.
Anyway, we cut to...
That's better.
We cut to...
When people are skydiving and you hear... That's the only time is allowed where you can go...
Where the fuck is Pike?
Oh, man.
In the next scene, we find out that they get the jacket back at the bar. The fuck is he?
He's calling Pike on the phone. He's getting his voicemail.
Wall trip.
Oh, man.
Where's Pike? And fucking Roxy comes in, which we've been getting the name wrong.
We get Maisie. It's not Maisie. Sorry.
It's not Maisie's mom. It's Roxy's mom.
And sorry, Reddit community, we know that you pick up on these details. But I've been listening. I've been reading some interesting analyses on the Reddit, but we'll get to that.
Man, Roxy is so panicked and sad, and it sucks what happens to her at the end of this episode.
Man, how much did Stacy's mom take an evil fucking turn in this? I'm kind of like piece of shit.
Not evil, not evil,
but piece of shit.
Like being like sketchy and
so
panicked,
like,
and like, oh no, my job is gonna be. Oh no, somebody's gonna drop Twitter files against me.
She makes some really bad moves.
She makes some really bad moves, and fucking Roxy is so devastated that Pike is dead, and I love the fact that Waltrip is just like, Pike's cut.
It's got bullet holes in it.
Yeah. Sad.
It was sad, and she
was like, no! Drake, come on!
Yeah, and then they're like, get her out of here.
Yeah, totally.
Get her fucking out. I don't like hysterical women. This guy doesn't like hysterical women.
Oh, man. And then we cut to Bodhi, and he's like, all right, guys, I'm going to do something sketchy in my office. And then he, like, as the like, goons outside are cleaning up, he pulls out that fucking crypto, which I'm like, man, crypto is so hard.
Somebody posted, like a crypto moment with Martin Starr from another show. Yeah. Where he's like, one thing I'll stand behind is, what does he say?
Oh, was it from Silicon Valley?
Yeah, I think it was,
must have been, yeah.
One thing I'll stand behind is, I don't know, he lists three things, and one of them is crypto.
Crypto?
He's into Dogecoin.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
Bitcoin is very volatile, so...
So yeah, he does some sketchy shit on crypto online, something online, and then we get to, man, when Roxy calls, and she's so sad, and she's like, no, and somebody fucking murdered him.
And Stacy's like,
and she's like, hold on one second. She's so T-1000.
Let me evilly go to the other room. All right, listen to me,
Carson. They killed him.
I'm gonna need you to calm the fuck down, okay? Yeah. I also don't like hysterical women. And she's like,
to send a message or something.
And she's just like, I'm gonna need you to listen very carefully. You have to get information right now on Colin Waltrip.
Yeah.
On fucking Coltrane.
I don't know, some cowboy bar the mob guy hangs out with.
Chuck and buck, suck and fuck.
And she's like, I'm gonna need you to forget everything you know about the cowboy guy.
Yeah, definitely.
About the cowboy mob guy.
Yeah, and then Goody comes in to the very cowboy bar.
Chuck and buck, suck and fuck.
And Stallone said my favorite line of the show. You tell that wig-wearing motherfucker.
Oh, man.
He comes around my daughter again.
I'm gonna cut his head off. And we know that he loves decapitating people.
Chop his head off. The move. Oh, man. Somebody attacked my daughter's husband last night. Do you know anything about that?
And Goody's like, no, man, come on, listen.
Yeah, okay. I don't know.
Goody does such a good mob guy. There's a way that mob guys are used to denying things that, like, they know that they can't act too much into it because the other guy will know that it's... So he's got to kind of have a level of restraint with it. Like, he's like, hey, listen,
I'm hearing about it right now.
On my mother's eyes. On my mother's eyes.
Oh, man, dude. And he's like... Cheeky? Why would he do that?
Yeah. But he's like...
that punk Vince?
Besides, Pete had your back on it. I was there myself. Yeah, which is a foreshadowing to Pete's death.
Yeah, Pete stood up for you. Not just like oh,
he's like, Pete would kill us if we did anything. Yeah, that's true. Which means that when he's gone, all bets are off. And that's a foreshadowing to what we know. And
the fact that Goody is still trying to ride the line between old school and new school, where he's like, oh, he stood up for you. And just being like...
Well, he's the conciliary, right? He's a diplomat.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, stood up, by the way. Who did, Pete? And then he's like, oh, did you know about Nico? Of course not. I would have killed him myself. It's like that kind of thing.
Yeah, where it's like, you believe him, but like just barely. Like, just enough. It's interesting. And I think that the way the dynamic plays out, because Goody also doesn't want to give any of his power while he's there. He thinks this is rinky-dink bullshit. He doesn't want to get pat down by Benny.
But then
Manny or Armand, sorry.
Yeah. Slinky Benny.
Everyone starts calling him Armand in this episode, totally. Or Army Armand. We'll get to that.
And then Goody immediately is like, "Oh, this place. We can get some chicks up in here, building like the Flamingo in the 80s.
This guy's already thinking about business. Dude, I own it with my partner Mitch.
Oh, breaking my balls. Yeah. And then Stacy's mom goes to visit at a really cool drive-in theater that I was like, oh man, this would be sick.
It looked like the drive-in in Oakville.
Yeah, in Oakville, yeah. And then she like sketchily hugs Roxy with the dead eyes. The dead-eyed performance she does is really great. And she's like so taking advantage of this poor fucking woman. This poor woman.
I don't know, man. They're gonna kill this poor fucking...
They're gonna kill that poor woman.
They're gonna kill that poor woman.
You want to Tobin?
I don't know. Maybe they took him as a bargaining chip or something. Oh man, like
yeah,
we gotta have good thoughts.
Oh man, but her like let's let's keep good thoughts, and clearly like the guy's fucking dead. Yeah, like it's a sad moment.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna lay this squarely at Colin Waltrip's feet. And I know it's hard.
She's like panicking for her boyfriend.
Yeah.
In this weird way where I'm like,
why, dude? Because part of it is because she's gonna lose her job and go to jail probably.
I think she's also losing the thread. Like too many things are happening, and that's why she blames it on him. He's like, we'll get to that scene. I love that scene, by the way. It's one of my favorite scenes in the episode. She
basically convinces Roxy to try and get anything, which is the downfall of Roxy, which is such a bummer. And we know it too. Like in that scene, it's
Roxy's like, this is such a good, took on such a good character in these three episodes.
Goody calls Pete, and he puts Pete on speaker. While this was handled so well, the constant Chicky being at Pete's feet was really literally and figuratively like helping him, doing the things for him, then getting no respect.
Well, and we've also had a lot of like leading up to this, like even Chicky mentions like a couple things.
Doctor wants him to rest his vocal cords. It's somebody beat the shit out of Tina's husband. What? Who did that? Who could have done that?
I don't know anything about that.
I don't know anything about that.
Listen, Pa, I don't know anything about that.
Well, you're not going to believe this.
Such a weasel.
Fucking Armand is out here. Picked me up at the station with some black kid.
Oh man, he kept me. It was such good old Italian guy talking about
it's
other races.
It's like the fucking village people.
It's like the fucking...
Are you serious?
Yeah. It's funny because the way...
look at this. He gave the ring to Dwight that you did. It was just like...
I noticed he wasn't wearing the ring.
I know, Dwight ain't wearing the ring. He wasn't wearing it in New York. Pop, your voice. Enough with my voice.
Such good scenes.
Will you shut the fuck up?
Man,
and then him being like...
Man,
whatever.
Like him being something.
Yeah. He did a really good job.
Yeah. He's
still hot about the Nico situation.
This was his episode. This was Dominic Lombardi's episode.
Definitely.
He really, really shone as as this Fredo guy.
Yeah.
It ain't the way I wanted it.
Rusty.
Such a Fredo guy.
Too much gel in the wig.
Yeah.
And then the knock on the door, on Stallone's door. Come in, don't be shy. Pulled out the gun, is holding, and she's like, did you kill Pike? Answer the fucking question.
Have you been drinking? Judgmental, Stallone. Have you been drinking? Kind of disappointed, Stallone.
And her being like, I could arrest you right now. Well, what are you waiting for? I love that. I love it.
The chunky, meaty hand.
Yeah.
Well, what are you waiting for?
Do you think the judge is going to care that it was some guy like Pike? Oh, I loved that.
This is Oklahoma. They'll fry you.
Yeah, I loved it. And her stank face is great. Just that like mean, very American face.
Well,
like a very American stink eye face where it's just like
ew.
Yeah, it's just like, oh man.
Well, I think it's because of TikTok, dude. But so she's really funny in this scene.
You completely fucked my life.
She's like they're both losing the thread, and they're both like dealing with it in different ways. Stallone is just
Stallone is the mad, like somewhat crying because he knows, but he's got to be a man and not show emotions.
Exactly. And Stacy's like really fucking pissed.
Yeah,
like,
and him wearing this Dexter's Code jumper, whatever, sweater.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
His style in the show is so good.
That's so nice.
I really hope that so the rumblings on Reddit are obviously that a war is brewing.
I mean,
it's at this point pretty clear. Like this was the episode that cemented that. But like I said in the lead up to this.
Yeah, totally.
You didn't know before we didn't know. They could have taken it in a different direction. As a writer, I like to deal with like expectations.
But the thing is,
subvert them.
What is interesting is in the next scene we get Tina getting a call from a stranger being like,
man, Chicky just being like, my name is Chicky, like just like something. Yeah.
And then Roxy goes into Wallen Coltrip's office. And
Kaelan,
and
don't you mean Coltrane?
No, I mean Wallen Coltrane. And she tries to pull out his computer.
Oh man, she tries to do so.
It's so hard.
And he's like, got any emails, darling? You checking your emails, love?
Checking your emails, love.
Checking your emails, love.
This is the scariest he's been.
Man, I was just
sorry to frighten you, love.
Something I was reflecting on in this scene is like, if someone was gonna kill me in this way, I would also react like she did.
She is so panicked,
him like being like, of course I'm not gonna cut you.
Oh man,
I'm gonna cut you, and then he strangles her.
Yeah,
it was like a fucked scene.
And her admitting that she was caught by the police.
When you were like watching and you're like, no.
Yeah,
she knows she can't do anything. She's checking your emails, love.
You need a man, love. It's just like that creepy power move too.
Because he also like wants to dominate her. He knows he's gonna kill her, but he still wants to dominate her.
Yeah, totally.
And he's like, I've had my eye on you. You know I've had my eye on you.
And then her being like, I could be her old lady. Just like, oh man. And then they both
her panicked acting was so good.
Totally. Yeah. And it's like the way they shot it with her getting strangled and him doing it and they stuck on it for so long. It was really sad. And then I got really mad that Stallone's daughter was in the next scene, and I was like, man, this took me so out of it, because her doing that with the horse, like cleaning the horse and then explaining to Stallone.
You mean Scarlett Rose. Yeah, Scarlett Rose Stallone's appearance in this episode, her daily rate that she got in this scene.
And her dead-eyed performance that's not as good as her dad's dead-eyed performances.
Go in circular motions. She's got a similar affect to her dad. She's just kind of like a little bit. If you just lower it down, you do a little bit.
She could do a good job. I'm sure she could be a good actor.
Her dad is, but you do it a little bit lazier and lower, and it's all right. Stallone. She's a Stallone through and through, because she's just like, you do it in circular. Imagine him delivering that. Like, you do it in circular motions. You go a little bit lower.
But they just don't focus on this person enough for it to be anything. Like, it's like they introduced her way too late. They're not trying to do this character thing.
Like, okay, I like her. I like that she's Stallone's kid. I like that she's in the show even. But like, do something. Like, you could have written, like, it sounds just like it was just written in
as your wife
to watch you and make sure the erasure took.
Watch you and make sure that you're cleaning this horse.
There's too much of a sexual relationship with her and Stallone. There's a weird undertone.
Yeah,
there's like rubbing in circular motions. She says some line and it's like, nothing's weird about this,
it's what makes it weird. Can I tell you what makes it weird?
If she wasn't
I would date her if she wasn't my daughter.
I would date it.
Listen. Margaret comes in and she's like,
all this introducing.
You want to buy me dinner?
It's the 21st century. That's how we do it now.
Yeehaw! Yeehaw! Even in Oklahoma, boys! Women buy a sprinter! Yeah. This is what YouTube does, dude. This is what YouTube does.
It incentivizes clownery.
It incentivizes all that TikTok nonsense with them queers, and they use that terminology. They took it from us.
They reappropriated it.
Our term.
They were saying our words for them. because we hate them.
Oh man, dude! But when the next scene when
sorry,
no, keep going.
I had to
keep going.
Make it queer.
When Colin Waltrip answers the phone. Good morning, is Roxy there? When fucking Stacy's mom fucking calls Stacy's or Roxy's fucking phone, and like, oh man, she's like, well, can I leave her a message?
Okay, she should have.
I don't really see the point.
I don't really see the point, really. Love. You called hell. Who did you expect?
You dialed the number from hell.
Who did you expect to talk to? It was like so.
Darling, who would you think would answer?
To hear something like this would be so existentially terrifying, even more so that a regular human would say it.
Yeah, totally.
So he really is leaning into this like cult-like mythos that he has,
which I really like.
It was a really cool moment.
All the sex stuff too was also very culty, where it's like, "I can be your old lady," and it's like, "Oh man,
wants
this
to be his old
so
lady.
Depressing.
He's taking over." Like how Mormons in the fundamentalist sects do.
Yeah, totally.
They take over.
But not just that.
They
but
absorb. Like, well, I said I'd take care of my brother's wife. And by God, I'll take care of her.
I'll have sex with her. Stallone and Tyson go to the weed store, and Fred is like, "Mr. Manfredi, I started night class." "Oh, I'm proud of you, Fred."
You know, Stallone said about this actor, he was like, he was only supposed to have one line, but I like this guy. I like the guy who plays Fred,
Really? That's cute. I like that.
He had a certain presence about him. And
for sure.
Said, like,
he does have a certain presence.
This guy could be more than just, you gotta have a character. He doesn't have to just have one line, You gotta come and bring him into other scenes.
"You look very nice, Grace." Complimenting everybody after fixing up the store.
But also kind of like forcefully complimenting like the like clearly terrified like queer person that like is said to you multiple times, is traumatized by you and triggered by you. You look great.
You cut the dreadlocks. Thank you. My people
I love the Tyson moment. And then he tries to do like a
fist bump, and he's just like a wiener like guy.
And it's
now
like,
he's one of those guys who's got the like top. It's a little bit like 90s, mid 90s.
Did the show know that they wanted to get rid of the dreads? Was that a part of the show?
Probably. Oh man. And then Bodhi
tells Stallone about crypto.
Found those.
Bodhi goes crypto slide on Stallone. Bodhi's Instagram gets hacked by a crypto bro.
Yeah, he's fully the Brandon Lim of this series. Never found its way into those duffel bags, my money. Look, I've got an investment proposition.
We're gonna open a casino. We're gonna get the I don't know what they call it, what the political correct term is anymore, but we're gonna get one of those guys that can get it without a license.
Oh man, yeah, totally. And then because they're gonna put it on Native American land.
He's like, it's in the back. This is on Cherokee land. They're not gonna be able to. They can't tax us. It's a Texas. The taxes are. I voted for him for the taxes. Okay.
We have a very tight budget to do what she's asking. We'd have to raise taxes.
Way too high as they are now. Taxes are dead.
It's your children's future.
Children are important. Yes.
It'll cost you.
Oh, the taxes. Right. You're going to raise taxes.
Come on.
All right, that's a good point. Yes. The taxes. The finger thing means the taxes.
But yeah, there live music and a casino in the back. But I love the fact that he picks up on it really quickly, and he's like, and it's a good way to launder money. I'm just doing Brandon Lim now.
and Stallone is like,
how much do a license cost? Oh, nothing. Maybe $500,000.
Well, it's an investment. It's a beginning. It's real. This is something you can put ketchup on.
It's not like crypto. Like, it's not real.
You can put ketchup on.
Oh yeah, can you put ketchup on this? And then before the crash, obviously.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Stallone.
Holy shit.
Have you heard of NFTs?
Yeah, totally.
Speaking of Brandon Lim, he's the one who lent me this hat. Thanks, dude. Thanks, Brandon. Go follow BBC Cinema, Black Belt Cinema,
Big Beautiful Cock Cinema. I know it's Big Black Cock, but I want to be politically correct.
Okay.
This new year, I'm going to be very politically correct. Very correct.
Listen.
Chicky goes to the priest, and he goes to a priest.
And he's like, hey, my father, we both hate him, right? We hate my...
Yeah,
he's not Stallone, sorry. We both hate my pop.
He uses the tank, you know? He's like a boulder.
It's
can't
really
get from under him.
It's really interesting. Cheeky's like shaking. The way he embodies, he does seem like he's traumatized by his father.
Yeah, totally,
like,
absolutely.
Like
I wanted to be in the military. I wanted to make something of myself.
I could have been a contender.
Colonel or something doesn't understand what it was, and the fact that they already put him in military school when he was a kid, too.
And also the fact that they called White the general already.
Yeah,
it kind of sticks in his craw.
True. Yeah,
it's extra shit that sticks in his craw, you know, like.
And then the priest is like, "Yeah, in your college fund, he squandered it." It's like, man, that's like traumatic. That's actually sad.
I knew about this from confessionals. I'm normally not supposed to share it, but your father's a piece of shit.
He took my soul.
You know how many people he's killed? He's told me all about it.
Oh man, the safest the what was it?
Make you think about loss. All right, I'm gonna make you learn about loss. Something like that.
The safest road to hell is a gradual one. Yeah, he's gonna learn about.
I love the safest road to hell is a gradual one. It's a great line.
And it was Adam and Eve. He used an apple. And then he tells that story.
The anecdote.
Going
so
to
Stallone with an anecdote. You know, I go there, he offers me, it's like Adam and Eve, you know, I was thinking about, he offers you an apple. He says...
Well, he takes it from a store, right? And...
You're a kid, no one's gonna, you know...
Yeah, no one's gonna do anything. And it's like... But that's what he treated him like
Our
always.
parents, Mama always do that.
Yeah, didn't
You're
treat
a
us
kid,
like
it's
adults
grapes.
ever.
It's just grapes. It's just grapes.
It's just grapes.
Steal the grapes.
Yeah, totally.
You have to try them to see if they're good.
Yeah, totally.
Steal the grapes.
Oh man, and then Tina in this next scene tries to like convince, which like Emery is like you just spent 20 years complaining about your dad. Now you want to be with him in Oklahoma? Like what the fuck? Like there's no. And she's like, there's banks in Oklahoma, and he's like, this isn't the same kind of like banking investment. Is not.
He's a crypto bro.
This guy's like
this a stonk bro. Please,
yeah,
it's
he's
serious.
a stock bro. Yeah,
it's the real thing before the fake thing. The actual fake thing.
It's totally the real thing before the fake thing. But him being like, that's your solution, and his very long head. I love this actor. He's amazing.
She's so good, and she's so like Stallone's kid. Her acting and like. This is a developed character, and I believe this actually. I believe this moment of like her wanting to go to Tulsa to be with her dad. She's also happy to have a relationship with her dad again, and she doesn't want to admit it, but like there's a part of her, and also she's traumatized by her dad too, and she's like, I want to get to know him, you know, like yeah.
Chicky in the next scene is washing his dad's hair. This is also like nice in terms of both like what we've known about him doing the thing for his dad and building
showing how much he's done. For his dad.
And I appreciate this because so much of him has been like.
And he's surprisingly calm in this scene.
Yeah, totally. So much of it is
he knows that he's gonna.
Yeah, just.
Something. He knows he's gonna do that. He knows he's gonna kill his dad. Which spoiler alert.
Sad for you, growing up in a beautiful house. Yeah, I know, Pa. And then
it's the kind of dead-eye that you and I have to be around the holidays to see our parents.
Yeah, just like slushing a bit of water on him.
I'm doing all of this mechanically.
Yeah.
But what else I could do mechanically?
This bullshit. All your complaining. And then just like. And also they kept trying.
No, but the line that he says, the line that hurt him the most is like, you said he was better than me. He's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, totally.
He's like, Dwight, shut up with this Dwight stuff.
Yeah.
He's annoyed with the Dwight stuff, but it means so much to Cheeky.
Yeah, of course. And then the tapping the hair and like
no. He first like fucking drowns the shit out of his and messes up his wig, and he's like.
Yeah.
And I thought, Anna and I were like, take it off, take it off. And then, but it's so much better what actually happened.
That he didn't take it off.
Yeah.
And he just touches it slightly, almost taking it off. And like,
but it was a good shout out to that wig.
Yeah, shout out to that. The wig did a lot of job.
Shout out even more to when he comes out without the wig.
Yeah, totally.
Because the presence that he is and the gravitas switch, the like switch in this Dominic's performance. No, he's come into his own. He's come into himself. He had to kill his father. He had to Oedipus complex himself into existence. He's becoming, and he's Chicky now. He's no longer, my name is Chicky.
Yeah.
Something in the way.
Yeah, totally.
He's that meme.
As Stallone and Margaret are talking about old people music like Bob Dylan. I didn't know that.
They're like
Judy Collins, Bob Dylan.
This veal tastes great. Oh, sure, for Tulsa. No, I'm serious. It tastes good. I've been in prison for 20
Let me tell you something. I've been in prison.
This lemon tastes good.
Don't you want to task me how I got to prison? I
fucking killed the guy. Do you want to know? Yeah, it was okay. He was on fire. Did him a favor.
Yeah, and then her being like, what is it like? What is it? Oh, yeah, fucking. What is it like?
What did it feel
like? Yeah.
She asks him in the most dead-eyed confessional way that you're only talking private to someone, and they choose to reveal themselves to you, and you're just
truly, like, let's just be honest.
Hey,
all the Americans that I know would definitely ask this question in this way.
So, because capitalism has already killed
my soul. So, because Milenko doesn't know anything about capitalism, he's just gonna use it as a cudgel for everything. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's most of my friend group.
No, this is
just kidding.
Hey, listen, this is what this show is saying.
This is about capitalism. It's about unbridled capitalism. Like every other American show that's from Sopranos to fucking Breaking Bad. Even though all the people that watch those shows like the worst elements of those shows. So why do they keep making them? Maybe it's propaganda. Soft propaganda? Maybe so. I don't know.
You can't separate the two, okay? You can't. They coexist.
Mad Men, Sopranos, fucking all of them. I feel you. I'm right here.
I go, you know, where I see.
In my analysis, what I have noticed is
the pervert guide.
It's all capitalism. I have noticed that it's all.
In the next scene, Chicky finally comes down. Something in the wind. Looking more like us and less like Stallone.
Looking more... just revealing himself. Revealing parts of himself.
Baldness.
His parts... He's asking what it felt like to kill someone in this scene by killing... any hope that he would ever have hair again.
Yeah, for sure.
But like the follicles are dead. When that ring is formed,
he
you know
so jealous
there's
of
no
his
coming
dad,
back.
Mainly because of that.
Because of that beautiful wispy
you know the wispy
mane?
hair, but it's all thin on top.
I love wispy long manes. Yeah.
At least he didn't suffer, huh? Vince comes up to him, gives him a kiss on the cheek. Nobody's saying anything about the hair, obviously, because they know they'd be dead.
Because they know.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna get this family back on track. He can't get rid of the, like...
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
but now he's got a goal, and now he's in charge.
Yeah.
Even the dad says, like, you're gonna be boss one day. You're almost boss already.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like it sometimes.
Yeah, totally. Pa. Yeah, it's so pa. Goody, what are you doing here still? I thought you were gonna go get a train, because you don't like the flying, you know?
I thought I'd tell you myself. You know, the way that Ralph Cifaretto was always like, Jesus, Tom.
Yeah,
I gotta tell you, Jesus, Tom.
The funeral's on Friday. You gonna be there? No.
I want you to know that right now.
I won't be going. I was just there. We can't afford to go back to New York.
Listen, I got a Tulsa salary.
I got a Tulsa tax exemption to shoot this show.
Brandon Lim was asking a good question. The other day, he was like, I mean, listen, I like the show, but like, he's making all this money off of a weed store. and some nitrous, and I'm like, yeah, like, it seems like if he's kicking up a lot, you know,
I think it's different in the States, because I think it's illegal here. because it's an all cash business apparently. Like,
I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Maybe he's just crypto broing out. So
oh man, what did you think of this episode? I agree with what you said. It's a solid 7.
It's a solid 7, really solid. Fun stuff happens, but again, it feels
the story
like
just move.
The story does move, but it does have this problem of tone still.
Forget about the tone. At this point,
the tone is done.
At this point, this is the Stallone.
This is the Stallone tone, and I mean, ultimately, like it's a 7 out of 10. The whole show to me ultimately feels like it's going to be a 7.5. If they kill it with the fucking next season, it'll be, if they start raising the stakes in a different way, maybe changing up a little bit of what it looks like. It's a little bit boring looking, the show. It feels like every other show like this is doing... This is the new standard for television. And it's not elevating. It's not elevated. And they need to do something Twin Peaksy season 3. And like all the beats are also very familiar. All the beats. It's like, okay, it's going to happen like this. That's why people can like sort of predict what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And like, say what you will about... I never watched... that dragon show that they have a sequel series to now. Game of Thrones. Blood rush to my head. They hot like popping off the fucking block. That clock and wristlet watch been thump off. It just like they were vicious. They would just be like, but that's because of the books, right? I never watched that show, right? Killing main character. I don't know anything about it, but from what I hear, it's like, whoa, that's like bold ass shit. You know what I mean? Whereas this feels a little bit like. They're not really going to kill Tyson. They're not really going to kill Manny. They're not really going to add stakes in that way. They're just going to keep building narrative stakes in different ways and branching out in those directions. So I don't know.
Yeah, there is a stakes issue.
Yeah.
You're right. Something about it feels like it's just a little bit like it's a little low energy.
There's also surprisingly low energy with stuff constantly happening, right? Yeah. So like you could have whole season. Like I remember in Sopranos, there was like whole episodes where nothing would happen. Fucking Breaking Bad also had the whole episodes nothing happening,
which is
right,
which is like, fine because it works to build on certain
personal character or even in subtle ways story. But like, man, oh man, this feels like a lot of stuff is just like heaping on, and it's like, but do I care as much? Do I feel like there's stuff happening? Seven Stallones as well. He's doing.
I would give it less Stallones because he's been so much better in the show.
He has been so much better. That's true. I would give it less Stallones too. Maybe 5.
The missing Stallones I'd give to Dominic.
Oh yeah, he did a really good job.
He did a really good job in this. This was his episode.
This was his episode.
Surprisingly, like because also I really like Tina. I know they're just like a little bit kind of using her now, but I still really like the character. I like all the women, but I do feel like they're not being fair to them.
You know what I would have done? Do a whole episode on Chicky and his interactions with Vince too. Then you get a bit of Vince in there too.
See, that would have been a bold choice.
That would have been like just a pivot or a shift. That's interesting.
It would have elevated the. To know that the show would take chances like that would elevate the material.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Where it's like then you add because Vince is not really a character.
No, he serves kind of like a Tina or a Stacy.
Yeah, or a Stacy exactly.
To not Dwight, to what's his face, to Dominic, to Chicky.
It should have been more on him. They should have. There are other things that could have happened to make the show a little bit more, a little better. Just a little better. Push it up to an 8 for me.
I agree. Yeah, I'm not knocking it. I like the show. I love it. I'm looking forward to every Saturday or every Sunday to watch it. It just feels like. Anyway, follow us at
More Thirsty at Twitter.
Thirsty for More Presents on Instagram.
And guys, please,
the crown jewel of them all,
the Patreon. Follow the Patreon.
Patreon.com/thirsty4more. Also, thank you to all of the Reddit. Thank you to the Reddit people.
Reddit people, I'm down.
I love all of the discussion on there. Yeah. We find it really interesting, inspiring.
But whoever posted, thank you.
Thank you.
And also, Merry Christmas, guys. Whoever celebrates, Merry
Christmas. If
you celebrate something else, merry whatever you celebrate, and Happy New Year. We're going to be celebrating our Christmas, whatever, later. So, we're going to see you in the new year.
See you in the new year.
Yeah.
We're gonna do our top year list for the video element.
Yeah.
So you better start thinking about what your best shit was this year.
Yeah. Next week.
See you next week.